In this video and assignment, what we will do is calculate the net pay. All right, so net pay, let's go with the end. How does it get calculated, right? You have the pay, gross pay, let's say an amount. We don't know what that amount is, X, right? So we need to compute the federal taxes. Uncle Sam wants it, and let's say he has charges 20%. So 20% is X times 20%, 200 by 100, right? Which is equivalent to X times 0.2. Then we have the state tax. We get taxed everywhere, right? You sit, there's a tax. Stand, you have a tax. You walk, there's a tax. You breathe, there's a tax. So we have to pay taxes. So X times, let's say it's 10%. Just 10%. So that is amounts to X times 0.1, right? Let's add another tax called as local city tax. City tax, let's say, is 0.2%. So X times 2%. So X times 0.02. So after calculating all this, right? So this is the input coming in, right? This is the input. You have to ask the user what is the pay, right? That's what the user does, and you calculate the taxes, right? Just calculate the taxes, and at the end, when you're done, you're going to add all of them and find your net pay. Your net pay after all taxes is what? Net pay is your gross pay and you subtract federal taxes, state taxes, and city taxes, right? So I'll just write this as federal tax minus state tax minus city tax. So after all this done, right, and you're going to print the last one is the print then you print the net pay. All right, so going back to what all we need to declare, so this is the input, and this is the output. Okay, you are going to print the value, the net pay, right? That's the output. And what happens inside is all the internal calculations we have. These are all internal calculations, right? This is the black box. This is the black box that you have. And and you don't have to show the user what the internal calculations are. Sometimes you do. You have to say all the federal taxes are calculated, or the state tax were calculated, all that. Sometimes you don't. You just have to let's take this and implement in our programming language, whichever we choose. Okay, whichever we choose, we can implement. All right. So let's launch the Visual Studio. NetPay. All right. NetPay. So again, let's declare a variable gross pay as integer. All right. And let's federal tax, let's keep it as single. Single means it's a fraction, right? Dimension state tax as single, city tax as single, right? Then net pay as single. So first thing is we're going to initialize the value the user is supposed to give, but we'll just use some values for now. All right, let's say it's $205 is the net pay, right? So federal tax is, we said 20%, right? So is gross pay times 20%, which is 0.2, right? Go back here, 0.2. So federal income tax we are calculating as whatever the user input, right? X times 0.2, right? Basically, so gross pay is that whatever the user enters, right, is the state tax equal to gross pay times, we said 10%. City tax, we said gross pay times how much is 0.5, you said, right? City tax is 2%, 0.02, so 0.02. So we have calculated all the internal calculations, right? These are internal calculations. Now we need to calculate the net pay is sum of all this. Net pay, what did we say here? Is the gross pay, whichever you gross pay minus all three taxes, right? So you need to put all that. So gross pay minus federal tax minus state tax minus city tax is your net pay. Once you calculate all of them, then you need to print. We said print in is net pay. Net pay is net pay. All right. So if you enter this in the calculator, right? Let's check the calculator. It's kind of hard to calculate this. You can use the expression, right? Let's take it a simple one, 200. Okay, let's 200. 20% of 200 is how much is that? It's 40. 10% of 200 is 20. So 40 plus 20 is 60. 2% is of 200 is $4, right? 4. So it is 40 plus 20 plus 2 is $62. So 200 minus 62 is what your net pay is, right? So let's go and run it, this guy, and see what the values. See that one, 160, right? 136, which is correct, right? So you need to figure out for all the calculations for different kind of values, test value, right? So again, let's go back. What we did is, our application is to calculate the net pay. So for that we need, this is the net pay, right? This is the net pay here. We're trying to calculate, and we need the gross pay first. Then we need the federal tax. Then we need the state tax. Then we need the city tax, right? So in order to, so net pay is dependent on the gross pay, federal, state and city taxes. Once you have everything, you can calculate the net pay. All right. So if net pay requires this 4 numbers, that's why we have this 4 numbers here. Gross pay, right? I'll just write here 1 we need. Number 2 we need is the federal tax. Number 3 is the state tax. Number 4 is the, so once you have it, we calculate the, so that is how it goes. Algorithm design is, you have to, this is your end product, right? This is your end product, how you calculate, and what is it dependent on? Dependent on all these numbers you need, right? So that's how you need to design. Thank you.